Hello everybody, I'm Jessicat and today I'm here to talk about which resources are renewable in Minecraft 1.16.1 Java Edition. There have been many changes to the results of the previous video, as well as a few corrections from comments that people helpfully posted. So this may be inaccurate if you're talking about Bedrock Edition or about a different version of Java, but this should be all accurate and up to date for Minecraft Java Edition 1.16.1. Now, I highly recommend that you watch my video from 1.15.1 if you haven't seen that already, but this is all of the blocks that are renewable in Java Edition 1.16.1. Now, what exactly does renewable mean in this context? Well, a renewable block or item is a resource that can be obtained over and over and over again, and that in theory, if you had infinite time, you could obtain an infinite amount of. So it's basically items that you can farm in one way or another. And of course, I'm not including items that are obtainable using hacks or cheats or unintended game behaviors. So item duping, for example, is not allowed. And these over here are all the non-renewable blocks, and as you can see, there's far, far fewer of them, and in fact their number has dwindled since the 1.16 update, and I want to get into why. First, let's take a look at some of the items that have joined over here. I'm going to assume you've seen my 1.15.1 video, so you don't need to see all of the rest of these. Now, I added diamond tools over here because, as several people rightly pointed out in the comments of my previous video, diamond tools are actually tradable with villagers, so that was my mistake. They should have been here before. Soul soil is an interesting one. Soul soil might not seem renewable because it generates in finite quantities in the nether. Unfortunately, the nether is not infinite, so you can't go around exploring the nether forever and finding soul soil, although, of course, functionally speaking, you would be able to get infinite amounts of soul soil. But no, the reason soul soil is renewable is because when you break a soul campfire, you get soul soil, and you can craft a soul campfire with soul sand. And soul sand is renewable because it was added to piglin bartering, and thus you can get soul sand, which is why soul sand has been moved from over there to over here. So have nether brick as well as red nether brick because they're both crafted with nether bricks, and those are now barterable as well. Gravel can also be obtained through bartering, which is why it is now renewable along with coarse dirt. Flint has been renewable for a while because it was tradable with villagers before, but I missed that, which is why it was in the wrong place in the last video. Somebody in the comments pointed out that you can get renewable bee nests by growing trees that have bee nests in them, and that is indeed true. I did not have that correct in my previous video either. Another important thing that is now barterable is nether quartz, which means that andesite, granite, and diorite, which are craftable using quartz, are now renewable, as are all their variants. So that is another wonderful little change, and all these quartz blocks were over there previously, but they shouldn't have been because normal quartz blocks were tradable with villagers before, so that correction has also been made. Because quartz is now barterable, comparators are now renewable, and so is the observer and the daylight sensor. Beacons are now renewable because soul sand is now renewable, and so withers are now renewable, which means nether stars are now renewable. Most of the new nether blocks are renewable. Here are a lot of them. And blackstone is here on a technicality which we will come to later. Basalt is renewable. It can be generated using a method similar to a cobblestone generator. Crying obsidian is renewable through bartering, and respawn anchors are renewable because crying obsidian is renewable. And now let's come to the non-renewable blocks. There are very few of them. They include nylium, I don't know if I've said that correctly, and that's because netherrack is not renewable. A lot of these are blocks you cannot obtain in survival, such as bedrock, so if you see some weird blocks here, that's why they're here. Unfortunately, the block of netherite is not renewable. These ores are not renewable. Sponges, a couple of other wacky items here and there. Jukeboxes are not renewable because diamonds are not renewable, and we'll come to that in a moment. Lodestones are also not renewable because netherite is not renewable. Even though all the quartz items are now renewable, nether quartz ore itself is not. Shulker boxes and shulker shells are still not renewable, neither are elytra or dragon heads, and I think that's a good thing personally because these are special, unique items, and it's probably good that you can't get infinite amounts of them. Lava buckets are not renewable simply because lava is not renewable. I know there's a ton of lava in the nether, but if you scoop it all up with a bucket, eventually you will run out of lava. We have all the netherite items here, of course, and diamonds, which are still not renewable, sadly. The pig step music disc is the only music disc that is not renewable. All the rest are renewable, which is why there's a music disc over here. You might have noticed that there are 2 banner patterns over here, and there's one over there as well. Well, that banner pattern represents most banner patterns because most banner patterns are actually renewable, but there are 2 that are not, and those 2 are Thing and Snout. Thing and Snout banner patterns are non-renewable because Thing is crafted with an enchanted golden apple, which is no longer renewable, and Snout, as far as I know, can only be found as loot in the nether. So, while all the other banner patterns are craftable or tradable with villagers, these 2 are not. And finally, we have some rarer items such as the horse armors and the Heart of the Sea, which is what makes the conduit not renewable. Now, I just want to address a few finer talking points which I've placed in the middle here. First of all, Blackstone. Blackstone, as of the making of this video, is not technically renewable. I know I started the video by saying that this is for 1.16.1, but actually Blackstone becomes renewable in 1.16.2. This is because it will become barterable with piglins, and so you will be able to obtain it renewably, but as of right now, you cannot. I love the fact that quartz is renewable now. I think that's a really great choice. Although it's kind of a rare-ish block and you used to have to go mining it a ton, now you can barter with piglins, and I think that's just a great change. Now let's talk about diamonds real quick. Although diamond gear and diamond tools are all tradable with villagers, unfortunately there's no way to convert that gear or those tools back into diamonds. So diamonds are not renewable, which means the diamond block is not renewable, neither is the enchantment table or the jukebox. And personally, I think that's a good thing. Diamonds have always been this rare, special thing, and I think it's good that they would stay that way. Gravel being renewable, I think, is a lovely thing. Sand and gravel are both now renewable, which has completely removed the concretes and concrete powders from our non-renewable section and put them over here, and I just think that's a great change. 1 or 2 people in the comment section of the last video helpfully pointed out that diamond tools are renewable, which is a very good thing because otherwise obsidian would not have been renewable. Since diamond tools are tradable with villagers, you are able to get them renewably, and this means that you can break obsidian over and over again. Otherwise, if this had not been the case, eventually you would not have run out of obsidian, but out of diamond tools to mine it with. So my video was incorrect in saying that diamond tools are non-renewable, which means that, logically speaking, obsidian should have followed as non-renewable from that, but I kind of mistakenly got this correct last time. It doesn't matter now anyway though, because as well as diamond tools being renewable, obsidian can now be gotten through bartering as well. And finally, I just want to say a quick thing here about the ancient debris. Ancient debris is not renewable, which is why all the netherite blocks and items are not renewable either. And personally, and I don't think many people would disagree with this, I think that's a really, really great thing. I think if ancient debris were renewable, that would just be really overpowered, and so I'm glad that it's not. And still, this section of non-renewable blocks is tiny, so I'm really happy with the changes they have made in 1.16.1 and 1.16.2. That's pretty much all there is to talk about. Watch the 1.15 video if you haven't done so already. I hope you enjoyed seeing this one. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you next week. Bye!